Hi, friends. Today I want to talk about development in the creative process, and I want to use an analogy that I came up with about 34 seconds ago. I'm very proud of it because I think it's a fantastic visualization of what development and creativity is. It is the bottleneck of development. Now, this is not a bottle. This is a neck. Picture a crowd on a bridge, and this bridge starts very broad. There's 781 people on it. There was 780, but then there was Jeff. He came in late. He convinced the people who, allow entry onto the bridge that he needed to be there because he was passionate. This was his dream. He has a daughter with a condition, and they let him on. And there's a time for compassion, but there's also a time for rules. And, it's one of the great dilemmas of life. Anyway, I digress. This is a bridge that is broad with 781 people on it. They're all going after their personal creative dream. Now, this bridge, though, oh boy, this is where the tension comes in. Get ready. This bridge starts to get smaller and smaller. It turns into a bottleneck. And what happens is people start to squeeze in. It gets tighter and tighter. People start to fall off under the bridge, and no one knew about this until they got on the bridge. Under it is a sea of lava, and this is, very, very sad thing, but, only the strongest survive. It was a great quote by Abraham Lincoln. And so people are falling off this bridge left and right. It's squeezing in. It's getting very claustrophobic. You can't see. You don't know where the edges are. You don't know how long the bottleneck is. You have Bob beside you. He's telling you about his niece and nephew. They just graduated from Stanford. They're doing great. Bob falls off. Bob's in the lake of he fell into the river of death, and really sad. Now then you have irritations. You have the TSA nutcases who always cut in line. Then you have the guy next to you. He's like dirty, smells like a box of foots. That sort of situation. But then it gets really, really anxious and frustrating and tough and scary and weird, and you want to cry a little bit, maybe even vomit, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to vomit, and whenever you do vomit, you have to just make sure that it's in a place where people will not keep their children. It's right. I'm on one today. So I think that this is a fantastic metaphor for growth and development, discipline and mastery. Because in life, you get into the same situation where everything gets very claustrophobic. You can't see. You're in the middle of grinding and trying to figure your thing out. You're trying to create something that feels meaningful to you, and you feel stuck sometimes. You feel like you have no idea what you should even do next. And I know I'm speaking to just life in general for many, many people out there. So how do we develop well then? Because you have to participate in the development process. The other option is really bad. You just kind of sit on a couch, you turn into a potato, and you watch old Judge Judy reruns. And that's a great show. I mean, it's very tempting, but you have to progress. And I think that the first thing that is incredibly important is to understand and expect the bottleneck. We like to pretend like the frustration is not going to occur, but it does. It will, and this is part of it. I think it is important within that to keep your head down and focus inward on your own growth. And also get your eyes off of other people, unless you're using them to inspire your own growth. I'm constantly looking at other people around me that inspire me and finding little things, little places of development where they have progressed further in this bottleneck of development and mastery, they've progressed further and found something that I would consider almost mere mastery, and I want to figure out how to pull that off myself. So I start reverse engineering what they're up to, and I think that's a fantastic practice. But this is all about looking inward and finding your own strength, finding your own creativity, solving problems. This entire lifestyle of doing life creatively. And every venture that you may take on beyond just like, okay, I took some pictures today because I'm a photographer. I'm going over here. I got to go wash dishes, which I have to do in like 4 minutes. I have to go wash dishes. I have to tend to my relationships. All of these take this same approach. And I think that's important to understand and expect the bottleneck of development. Thank you so much. That has been the bottleneck of development. Love to hear your thoughts. Goodbye.